Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault 2, and we're back out here in the garage for another Garage Gun Talk, and it has been a crazy couple of days here at the Texas Gun Vault 2, which I guess I need to give the caveat I always do, that this is my behind-the-scenes channel. If you're more interested in the gun reviews and accessory reviews that I do, please check out my main channel. There is a link in the description below, because I think a lot of people misunderstood what this channel was about, and I was making videos for my typical audience, which typically are 300 to maybe 600 viewers a week on every video that I make, and they're my biggest fans, as I call them. And I just like to come out here and talk about guns that I'm reviewing, maybe some politics, some current events, you know, stuff that I don't think is appropriate for the main channel, which I try to keep politics out of. But occasionally I will do a commentary video over there. But normally it's just gun reviews and things. But this is where I like to have those interactions and dialogues with people that just watch my videos and want to see some more behind-the-scenes things about what goes on here at the channel, or just be able to communicate with me in a more personable way. And I don't have to spend time editing these videos. I just film with my camera phone versus my Sony vlogging camera and things, and set up all the lights and the sound. But anyway, I want to talk first, before I show you the more mundane things that people that are new to the channel might not like, which is the upcoming projects and reviews that I'm working on. I want to say that there's one aspect about the, well, let's say the assassination, and some people say it's not an assassination, of the CEO of United Health in New York City. And we've talked about the guns used, what I think could be the guns used, and a lot of people now, I guess, are internet experts on suppressors with boosters or without boosters or whatever, because that's pretty much what I get. And of course, I got a lot of mean comments. Man, tomorrow's video, which I typically try to do on Sundays, but the mean comments of the week, I got some gems for you. Apparently, people don't want to engage in dialogue and just call me fat. I got a lot of those. Those are hilarious. But I did want to talk about the more human aspect of the crime, okay? And I'm going to say my piece on this, and I know that some people are going to disagree, but I hope you listen for my reasoning behind what I think and what I believe, because I think it really can reflect upon us and what we should expect from the future, because we want to make sure that we have civil dialogue and that our nation doesn't devolve into violence and hatred. And I can tell you, in my personal life, I have been around people that are vile and hatred, that only care about the destruction of other people, both in my professional and personal lives. I have been through and seen a lot. And I don't talk about it here on this channel. I don't really try to dwell on it. And I made a vow to myself, you know, a few years ago. I said, you know, life is about enjoying every day that we have. And life is precious. Life is sacred. And to be kind to others. Because I believe it's Robin Williams that said, you know, and I'm going to paraphrase here. I don't remember the exact quote. But it's important to treat everybody with kindness, because you don't know the battles that they're fighting and the burdens that they're carrying. And I think that is very apropos. I really do. And I try to live my life that way, because as much as maybe somebody wrongs me or I feel like they've slighted me in some way, I don't know the battles that they're fighting in their personal life. Maybe the reason this person at this store or restaurant is really grouchy and treating me like crap is because they're sick. They're fighting cancer. And, you know, they're not even thinking about how they're interacting with me. And so maybe I need to be a little bit more patient with them. And it's something that I try to do as a human being. But on the personal side of the story, a lot of people are saying that, or maybe they're not saying that they're happy, but they're not finding themselves being sad for the murder of this CEO. And I understand, because there's a lot of bad things that happen in this world. I understand that some people are upset with insurance companies. They're upset with people that maybe they perceive have wronged them. And this CEO became an avatar for their anger because he was the CEO of an insurance company. And maybe this insurance company has denied a lot of claims. Maybe it is whatever it is. And I understand people's anger. And so I'm seeing, it saddens me because so many people on our side, people that I think that are either pro-gun or maybe conservative, libertarian, Republican, are jumping on the bandwagon and saying that, you know, their heart's not broken over this, or maybe calling the murderer or the assassin a hero. And the reason I think we want to avoid this is that's not the way our society works. We have a justice system. We have a system of laws that can be changed or amended by legislators that you vote for. But if we accept a society where vigilantes go around and take the lives of people that maybe we don't agree with or we perceive have wronged us in some way, then we can have no leg to stand on when people that are different than us, that feel that maybe our side is bad, or people that we look up to are bad, when they try to assassinate, hurt, or do violence upon them. So, for example, let's talk about Donald Trump and what happened with him. Over the summer, we obviously know there was an assassination attempt. And literally, I think we were millimeters away in this country from a civil war. I mean, if he would have been shot, it would have changed the course of American history. And based off of the results of the election, we can see where American sentiment is. So we, or a lot of people that may be his supporters or believe in maybe the things that he stands for, or maybe the party that he's a member of, if we say, you know what, I'm not going to shed a tear over this CEO being killed, well, your justification is maybe the insurance company denied you a claim. Maybe you feel like this person is doing insider trading. Maybe this person is a bad person to his wife because we're hearing he was separated and all that kind of stuff. And for me, none of that matters, because the law doesn't take into effect, and we shouldn't take into effect, the fact he was killed. His life was taken from him. If he is treating his wife poorly and he's separated, well, then there's divorce court for that, right? There's a civil procedure for that. If he is doing insider trading, well, the FEC can investigate him. If he is wrongfully denying people claims, well, we have laws that oversee the insurance companies. We have laws of what they can and cannot do. We have a healthcare system that, and I'm not an advocate for universal healthcare or any of that, but, and I can share a story with you about myself when it comes to paying for services, you know, because I know that when it comes to these healthcare providers, they overcharge the insurance companies, which forces the insurance companies to have to deny claims because they're being defrauded. I'm not saying I have any solutions about that, but it's a bigger system than just the CEO of United Health. The bottom line is a man was killed, and whether or not you like him, he was a father, a husband, a brother, a son, a friend, all these things. And if we condone the actions and violence against him because maybe we don't like him or the company he worked for or what he's done in his past, then that gives justification to other people that would commit this violence upon us or the people that we support. And we can't have a society like that, because as much as you think you've been wronged and maybe the assassin was justified in his actions for some reason, well, the people that would attempt to assassinate Donald Trump, well, in their mind, they're going after somebody that they think is literally Hitler. So in their mind, they're justified. And so how do we come together as a society when we allow vigilantes to kill people that we disagree with. We can't live that way. We have to be above that. You know, do you have to shed a tear for this victim? No, you do not. But I also believe that it is important that we seek justice and not revenge. And I think there's a big difference between those things. Justice means something completely different than revenge or retaliation. And that's what I think we should strive to do. And the human element of this is we can speculate on the motives of the murderer, the assassin. We can speculate on whether he was a pro or an amateur or a disgruntled healthcare recipient. We don't know. We can only base things off of the evidence that we have, but we don't know for certain. And people can act in a way where they try to throw off, you know, the investigation. We have no idea. It's fun to speculate because that's, I think, what we do. Everyone loves a good murder mystery, and that's what we have. Some people love this story because of the guns. Some people love this story because of the mystery of what happened, the unknown. It's a novel. But regardless, there still is somebody that was killed. And I just feel like we have to be better people than to say that just because you don't like him, the company he works for, or the policies that he advocated for, you don't like those, well, it doesn't mean he should die. It means that we should work as a society to change our laws, to change our healthcare system, how it's run, to, you know, all these kinds of things. If you're a shareholder of United Health, you know, you should be asking the board of directors and calling for shareholder votes on policy changes. That's how we enact change. Because we're better than a third world nation. We're better than vigilantes. We're better than a banana republic. And that's what we should strive to be. What is it? Benjamin Franklin said it's better that 10 guilty men go free than one innocent person be convicted and imprisoned. That's it. We have a justice system, not a revenge system. It's not perfect. It doesn't mean that every problem is going to be resolved. But we have to be the bigger people. And I am saddened by how many people are celebrating this person's death. I'm very saddened by it. I mean, we can laugh at some memes. You know, we talk about insurance CEOs and insurance companies denying claims, and that's fine. I'm not saying you have to shed a tear or be, you know, upset about it. I'm not saying that. You can be neutral on it. We can, you know, as I said, laugh about the memes that are being made. That's okay. That's okay. You know, it's how we handle stuff like this. But the glorification of this murderer or assassin, I think, is wrong. It's morally wrong. And I understand that I have friends that feel different. I have people that are normal subscribers to the Texas Gun Vault that feel very different than me, and that's okay. And I respect their opinion. But I wanted to share my thoughts because that's what this channel is all about. Just me turning on a camera, sharing what I have to say and think about. You can disagree, and all I ask is that you be polite and respectful in the comment section. And that's it. That's it. So right now, the only updates to the story that I'm getting, in case you're wondering or following the story, is a lot of people were saying, oh, it was a B&T that was used. It's 100% sure. The cops said so. Well, there's a couple things I want to say about that. Do you always believe the cops? You know, I don't. Because I have found that law enforcement typically is either corrupt or incompetent. And, you know, the cops are allowed to lie to you. They might release information to the public that they know is wrong because it knows that it throws off or sends a message to the person that they're after, that maybe they're off their tail or something like that. Never trust the police. Never trust what they say. But it turns out, based off of some news sources in Connecticut, that a B&T was not used. They have already retracted that, saying that it was not a Station 6. And you can go and search that up, that it was false information. It was just a cop or an investigator speculating on what it could be. They have not found the gun. People say that it was a 1911. Well, typically those are chambered in .45. They found 9mm casings. at the crime scene. So, as I said, wait. It's okay to speculate. It's okay to say, I think this is it, or it might be this. That's what we're all doing here. But don't say statements of fact until you actually know. They have not found the gun, and we don't know for sure. All right. So that's all I have to say about that. And I still have thousands of comments to get replied to, because on all of my channels, I do my best to reply to every comment. I ban the people that need to be banned because they're just disgusting people that are mean and evil. But if you wrote a nice comment on my other videos and I have not replied to you yet, trust me, I will get to it. It's probably going to take me a couple of weeks to get through it. I did not expect that first video to go as viral as it did. So I'll come back to you if we have any other updates about what's going on or any other gun stuff. But until then, that's, I guess, what I have to say about that. And I'll try to reply to people's comments. And I'm sorry that I might not be able to have the normal dialogue I do, but there's just so many people that are commenting and reaching out and so forth. All right, so let's get back to some of the mundane things about the Texas Gun Vault 2, which is the upcoming projects, because that's mainly what I do. Firearms reviews, firearms reviews. So I have a few firearms into the channel for review that I want to share with you and kind of give you my initial thoughts with them, because I think I have right now a suppressor, and I have a Q boombox chambered in 8.6 blackout that I need to take to the range. I have an HK21 clone semi-auto belt-fed gun. That's kind of cool. I got to get to the range. And I also have a Nemo Arms 300 Winchester mag that I need to get to the range. And I'm probably going to go to the range tomorrow because I need to review some of this stuff at the longer distance range. But I got some more stuff in that's going into the queue and into the pile, and I wanted to share those with you. I have 2 PTRs and 1 kind of custom AR build. But let's start with the PTRs. If you guys know, PTR is a company here in the United States that makes essentially clones of the HK legacy guns, and more specifically the G3 or the ones in 308. And I'm not always a fan of these small 308s because these are loud and obnoxious firearms. So the first one we have is this one, and I got to get all the information on all of these. This is the PTR 91, so it's like a semi-auto version of the HK91, which I guess is also semi-auto, but it's not a G3. But this one is, I have to measure the barrel on this one, but this one is on loan to the channel from my friend Jack, and he has an amazing collection, and I have to thank him a lot for spending the time and filling out all of the paperwork so I can borrow these, because obviously this is a SBR, so I'm honored and humbled that people entrust me to be on their trusts and things. So yeah, but anyway, huge shout out to him. But I have to check what this is. This is also in 308. And I'll be very honest with you, I am not excited about this one. I'm just not excited about short 308s. They're just loud and obnoxious. But you do have to love the old HK slap when it comes to these things. There is something cool about the 91, 93, and 94 when you can close and slap that charging handle like that. There's just so much fun. But this is obviously SBR, real short. I mean, look at this barrel. Good God, it's going to be so loud and obnoxious. I don't know how much I'm going to shoot this at the range, but we'll have to see. So this one's going to go in the queue. The thing I am noticing here on the workbench, and this is very similar to the other PTR that I reviewed, I think I talked about it on this channel. The review's not out on the main channel. This has one of those claw mount Picatinny rail sections on top, and I've never thought the PTR receivers were in spec. And I'm looking at that claw mount, and on the side, this one is barely hanging on. So this might be one of those things where I go to the range, and this rail comes off the top because it's not held on there right. It feels pretty secure, but man, that claw mount is like barely on that receiver. I honestly think the PTR receivers are a little bit out of spec, a little bit. So if you buy stuff for HK legacy guns, they don't always fit. But we'll see about that one. So a PTR 91, a 308, a real shorty. This thing's going to be a flamethrower. It's going to be really, really loud. All right, so let me put this here over in the case. All right. Next one, another PTR. And this one I think is a more modern one. But this one's a pistol. Yeah, I'm probably going to like this one even less. I mean, a pistol 308. At least the barrel is longer, so it might not be as obnoxious, but it's still going to be pretty darn obnoxious. And this is also a PTR 91, just a different barrel length. So I got to figure out how I'm going to review this. Because I might put a sling on it. We have this little sling attachment. Oh man, this is going to be one of those I'm just not going to have fun with. But I will do it because I think it's important to shoot and review every gun. Even the ones that I may not like. But I do like this handguard on it. It's a metal handguard. It's kind of hefty. And it uses the same interface that the plastic ones do. But, and I'm going to show you something else when it comes to many of the HK Legacy guns that I noticed that can make a gun look cheap or well built. And it's a small feature, and it's the front of the cocking tube, and we have this little cap, I guess we'll call it. So let me show you the front of the cocking tube on this PTR 91 right here. Now, do you see how this is flat? HK never had this cap flat. If you go and look at like authentic HK parts, it actually has like a little circle that's milled into it. And for some reason, that's a small touch that I think looks so much better. And I can always tell an American part, or I'm not saying PTR is lazy, but it just doesn't look right to me. Now, I will say the older one here, let me go get it back out. I noticed that the front cap on this one is better. So you can see right there. You can see that's still not the way the HKs look. I have a real HK 91 and it looks like a standard cap. You should go and look and see what they look like. And I think they look so much better. I know that's a small thing, but when it comes to guns, the small details are the differences between something that's closer to being authentic and showing where they're cutting corners. And getting the right caps for that would not be too expensive. It's a small touch. But for me as a gun collector and a gun enthusiast, it's kind of a big deal. But anyway, I got this PTR 91 pistol. Oh man, that is not going to be fun. But we'll see how it shoots. And as far as I can tell, I think this one's unfired. So Jack was like, hey, go have some fun with that. Tell me what it's like. So he's probably scared to shoot it himself. So we'll see what this one's all about. And if you guys own a PTR 91, let me know your thoughts, your experiences with them, anything I should be on the lookout when it comes to reviewing them. And then the last one we have, oh, by the way, there's one more thing we need to talk about. I got a lot of comments on my previous 2 videos where people are safety Sallies. I'm not joking. I had people going, you pointed that gun at me. How dare you? All guns are low. Oh, I got to make my safety Sally video. I plan on making it. It's on my list of commentary videos for the main channel. But you guys that are safety Sallies are ridiculous, okay? First off, even if this gun was loaded, okay? If I pointed at you, that bullet cannot traverse space and time and turn into electrons, go through the internet, and come and hurt you. It doesn't matter, okay? I'm out here in my garage alone. And you notice I never point the gun at myself or anything I don't want to destroy. And what's behind my camera? A paper towel roll. That's actually what my phone is leaning up against right now. So you don't have to worry. And just because I don't show you that the weapons are clear doesn't mean that they're not clear. So I don't have to do this every single time because before I film, I always make sure I'm not going to waste my time out here. So anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Stop being a safety Sally, okay? Stop it. I'm not endangering anybody. I'm not endangering you, okay? All right, so let's talk about this gun. Now, this is also one I have to talk with my friend Jack about because this is a rifle that he built for hunting. And it is, I got to find the receiver here. Oh, actually, this is really nice. This is a, who made this one? Prosper Firearms. Prosper Firearms made this. And this is chambered in 8.6. Now, when it comes to my 8.6 reviews, I have to be a little bit careful because I have found that sometimes these guns can be a little bit ammo sensitive, but also 8.6 Blackout is expensive. It's expensive. And I don't have a lot of it, and I try to be as diligent and efficient with the ammo that I can be. So I don't know how many rounds I'll shoot through this, but it's a rifle. I'm assuming 16-inch barrel here, but we do have a rugged Alaskan attached and built for hunting. But I still look at this as kind of a home build version of the Q boombox. So I might review both of those kind of back to back. So for me, this definitely looks like a defensive carbine, which I might do a little bit of shooting at the shorter distance range. But I'll probably spend most of my time at the long distance range and see what I can do with this, see what the accuracy I can get out of it with. But it's a kind of a home build, but I think this is also a good gun to review based off of the choices Jack made and how to put it together, because I think a lot of people right now are interested in 8.6, but might not be interested in the very few guns out there that are currently chambered in 8.6 and might want to start with something from scratch and build a gun that they really want. So to kind of test this out, it looks really nice. It's finished well. I like the color. It's kind of like a gunmetal gray. It's not a, or maybe kind of a blue. Maybe that's like Glock gray is what it kind of looks like. But it's not black. And I don't know, this thing looks pretty sick if you ask me. This thing looks sick. It's pretty sweet. But we'll have to see. And I'll just kind of talk about what it is, and that kind of review or information might help somebody on their journey of building an 8.6. And I'm also curious how this rugged Alaskan is going to work, because this is not one that is maybe designed for 8.6 in mind, but is definitely designed for a projectile of this caliber. So we will see. So what a cool build. So very excited. So thank you, Jack, once again for, as I said, spending the time and filling out all the paperwork, because it means a lot to me and allows me to create this content for the Texas Gun Vault community. So there you go. We're kind of getting back to our kind of mundane things of what the Texas Gun Vault is about. Reviewing guns and talking about guns and just being average gun people. And that's it. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And if you watch to the end of this video, what can the word of the day be? Let me see here. Get the PTR 91 pistol. We're going to say the word of the day is, I'll tell you what, custom. Custom is the word of the day. If you want to use it in a comment, I know you made it to the end, because we have this really cool 8.6 custom AR, I guess really an AR-10, that I will be getting to try out. So let me know your thoughts on any of this. What do you think about 8.6? What do you think about PTR and the PTR 91s? What do you think about this build here? So, and what do you guys use 8.6 for if you use 8.6? So let me know in the comment section below. And then, of course, you can comment on anything I mentioned regarding my thoughts on the fact that the CEO of United Health was murdered. He is a victim, whether or not you like him. But don't forget, I respect your opinion, even if you feel differently than me. We're here to have a dialogue. All right, so let me know what you think in the comment section below. And as always, thanks for watching.